Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to finish off the American Guinea Pig review for now until basically Song of Solomon comes out and Sacrifice comes out. But this is the second one they put out, Unearthed Films from 2016, American Guinea Pig Bloodshock. And I was pretty curious to check this one out. Me and BDG Reviews actually watched the first one and this back to back for a commentary for our podcast, which was pretty fun watching them. Just gory night or whatever. But basically, it starts with this dude. He's in like a really rundown kind of, it's like a warehouse or this really grungy house, but it's like a doctor who he's experimenting on this dude who's on the cover here. And basically, you're not really sure what this doctor is, what this building is, what he's trying to do, why this guy is there. It's really strange, actually. The dude, he wakes up in this room and this doctor's experimenting on him, and these guards who work at this place throw him in and tell him basically for the rest of your life you're going to be experimented on and all that. There's no hope. It has a really downer feel, a really negative vibe to it, which is what you want to the American Guinea Pig series. And that's essentially the whole movie, is this guy being experimented on. And he ends up finding these paper notes in his little padded cell, and you realize there's somebody else on the in a room next to him that's also being experimented on, and they're kind of talking back and forth, and it's kind of like a love story actually between these two people. But it's shot in black and white, and it's directed by Marcus Cook, who did the effects on Bouquet of Guts and Gore, and he directed 100 Tears, which is a really good film. And he's from like an hour away from me. He's from Tampa. I can't remember the name of the town. It's the Kearney part of town, though, near Tampa. This was actually filmed in Tampa, too, which is, I go to Tampa probably once a month. But, so that's really cool. This one doesn't have Ate the Chosen One or anything. And it's really not as gory as Bouquet of Guts and Gore, but there's some really sadistic kind of torture in this. It is a little more toned down, but there's like this like piano wire saw thing that they're sawing through bones and all that, and some like teeth kind of torture, and it's more like medical style torture in this one. And whereas Bouquet of Guts and Gore, they don't care about keeping them alive. They're just basically tearing down these two bodies. They're just torturing, killing them. Where this, they're torturing them, but they have to keep them alive. I don't want to give anything away, but the name Bloodshock makes a lot of sense when you realize what this doctor's trying to do, why he's torturing them. It's really interesting, actually. And I do gotta say, though, the black and white, after like 45 minutes, an hour, it does get kind of bland, just because you're in this one setting the whole movie. So the black and white, you do kind of crave that color. And I do gotta say, like, the last 10 minutes of this, you do get color, and it's like shocking. It's really intense. It makes the whole first hour of the black and white worth it when this color scene pops up, and anybody that's seen this knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's really crazy. It does take the realness out of it, the last scene, but it's so bizarre and crazy and shocking that it's still really cool. Now, I thought the performances were really good, especially the main dude who's being experimented on, and the female who he's like communicating with through the cell, who's also getting experimented on. You don't see that much of her, but when you do see her, it is really sad, just like, because she's like way more far gone than this dude. Like, she's been experimented on a lot more, and it's pretty intense seeing her. And the guy who plays the main doctor, really good vibe too. I got a lot of hints of Dieter Laser and what the hell is that movie? The Human Centipede. I got a lot of vibes of that in his performance, which is really good because I love that movie. But yeah, even the guards felt menacing. The whole set just felt really grotesque and menacing. It's just had a really cool vibe to it, and it definitely has to be really stoked and interested for future American Guinea Pig entries. Now, I think this is better directed and better shot than Bouquet of Guts and Gore, But I personally like Bouquet of Guts and Gore more just for the brutality of it and just the brutalness of it. And I feel like Bouquet of Guts and Gore exemplifies really the American guinea pig and guinea pig legacy more than this film does. Although this is a worthy entry. It's cool to have, you know, if you're going to buy one, you might as well buy the other. Yeah, I give this a pretty good recommendation, especially if you're a gore hound or you're just interested in extreme cinema or you just like unearthed films, because I suggest picking up, like I said, Bouquet first, and then if you dig that, picking this up. You know, this is another 3-disc set. It comes with commentary by Marcus Cook and Stephen Biro, commentary with Andy Winton, and some other names, probably something behind the scenes with it. Biro's bloodshock introduction, production videos, a Day of the Dead Atlanta Q&A, Marcus Cook interview, Stephen Biro interview, Dan Ellis interview, who's the main guy, Lillian McKinney interview, which I'm assuming is the girl that was experimented on. I didn't watch all these features, but there's a lot of features, so, you know, it is cool that they do include all that. So probably next time I check this movie out, I'll dig into the features. But the thing was, we watched both of these back to back. So it wasn't that I was burnt out. I was just, I didn't want to watch more of it after, because, you know, after everything's said and done, it was just 3 straight hours of just torture, pretty much, on film. Not that it was torture to watch it, but it was just like 3 hours of just watching straight gore and torture. And behind the scenes, and has a booklet and a CD soundtrack. I do think the soundtrack in this was a little better than Bouquet of Guts and Gore. I haven't popped in the soundtrack, but from what I remember the background noise being pretty good. But yeah, if you're interested in like really detailed thoughts, we have commentaries on these films. And this is my last Unearthed film review for a while. I don't think I have any Unearthed films in the future to review. So, which I'm kind of glad. I'm getting a little burnout on Unearthed films. I mean, I watched so many this past month just because they had that sale. And I bought a ton of them at once, you know. And I kind of watched a lot of them back to back. So I'm really glad to like kind of step away from Unearthed films for a little bit. Just because I've watched so much intense, extreme horror recently that I'm really glad that most of my next reviews, I have a lot of like 80s slashers, cannibal movies, some anthology movies, back to more fun movies, you know. I'm glad to take a little break from this extreme gore. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking this out. So anyways, guys, I'll have another review for you Wednesday of a movie I really enjoyed, which you'll see Wednesday. Peace.